Hello, everyone. It's going to be not just a regular webinar, but more like a co-working space with Filmustage. We are going to share what we have accomplished within the company, within the product, and we also want to test the updates together with you. So later on, my colleague Ivan will ask everyone to log in if you are comfortable with it and try the software that we have introduced and see if you have any, specific use cases or you have any particular questions about your workflow. And I want to stress that this is a very unique chance to basically get a consultation regarding your project, how to put it, and make it through the whole process of script breakdown, scheduling, and budgeting. And as you know, we have been working very hard to introduce AI agent, which we called AI Dude, so that you don't feel bored within the work within Filmustage. And this agent allows you to interact with Filmustage on a completely different level. Now, I'll let my colleague to tell you everything that we have achieved.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Malta. You are first who testing that AI Dude, but it officially released. Now it's in beta testing, but still you can just open your Filmustage account and try something with us. The great thing about Dude, and let's start from why we created it. The first thing, because we always trying to improve our software to say help you to do things faster, better, and all the things. But now so many requests, so many different use cases, and it's kind of endless. And using AI Dude, you can cover not just one single case, one single interaction, one single action. You can do some kind of endless number of different variations. Before that, you can just touch some buttons, make some kind of manual operations, automatic operations, semi-automatic operations, but it's kind of step-by-step process. And now using AI Dude, you can, first of all, do a lot of batch operations, and also you can make your own operations. You can create your own flow, how you can interact with software, what information you want to get, what actions you want to do. So it's like kind of super flexible. And as I said, it creates like huge number of different cases. We'll start from showing some kind of basic cases, and at the same time, you can just try to work with us, ask your questions to Dude about your scripts, about your projects, and let's see together what we can get. Now we have AI Dude for 3 main tabs. Just the very beginning, but we started from script. Now we can work with AI Dude on the script tab. Also, we added visual effects breakdown. It's now also shifted into Dude field. And third, and very important, it's scheduling. You can now operate with scheduling using AI Dude to help you not only just move strips around, but to proceed with some kind of super deep and difficult optimizations. But let's start from script. It's first step. And what we have here, you just need to activate that script AI Dude. And in fact, he'll just ask you what you want to get, what you want to achieve, and maybe we'll offer some kind of things what you can do with AI Dude. And also on our site, we created a list of the most common cases. So let's say you can create script coverage, you can make some kind of different analysis, manipulate with your strips, notes, and many other cases, but let's just test it. Okay, I'm now just remove script. Let's try to prepare some kind of batch operations. Okay, I know that script and context, so I will ask Dude, okay, please find all mentions of guns and please mark scenes in red color and add guns info into the notes field. Let's say we're trying to find some kind of possible dangerous objects scenes, to specify those scenes in your storyboard, and at the same time to put that some kind of very important notes, to not to forget something important on your notes fields. Say to help your team see that, don't forget about that. And again, it's some kind of one request, and now we're doing some kind of batch operations. Okay, what we have here? Yes, we found some kind of mentions. It's fine. As you can see, all done. On the left side, you see all those things highlighted in red. And in notes, you'll find all mentions of gone and just what you need to not to forget here. So easy like that. And it's just one example of simple request. Other request, let's say, it's kind of very classic. Okay, great. As you can see, he's asking you about what type, what you need to do, and all the things on, say, scenes 110, one page. So now you can just answer all the questions, add more information, and also you can just upload some kind of files to help with some specific, very specific requests to do it better for you. As you can see, it's your coverage for scenes. You can check it, test it, add some kind of suggestions. It could be improved. You can just specify a specific way how you can do that. But yeah, again, it's easy like that. You can find a lot of, let me share our site. We added specific page for AI Dude. It's kind of collection of most common use cases. You can use it for different script breakdown options, for semantic search to find some kind of specific dependencies, say character arcs and many other things. You can optimize scheduling, do analysis, visual effects, and many other things. But the great thing, send us your feedback. It's another purpose of current webinar. Send your most common request, and we'll ask you to recommend it first, just to improve your communication with that beautiful agent. Okay, now as we are on the script tab, we can go to visual effects. It's another part of our system connected with AI Dude. So it's again simple like that. You can just run visual effects with AI Dude, and you'll get visual effects script analysis. Let me show you first results.
Ivan?
Yes.
Just, I did it on one thing that I had, being a visual effects guy. So it's very intuitive just for the crowd. I simply wrote out what I was sort of asking AI Dude to do, gave it a mandate rate of 1875, told it to do the entire script, give me an estimate. I said, this is a pilot for a streaming.
Hold on for a second.
Okay.
I'm supposed to introduce you. So here you can see Mark Kolpak, superstar in the visual effects world and one of our early beta testers. We're happy to hear feedback from you, Mark.
Yeah, so it works really great. I mean, I didn't want to give it an estimate of what I think the budget should be. I wanted to see what it would come up with. It gives a low, medium, and high, which is interesting, and that's good for those who want to look at it that way. One of the things that it does very well is it gives an overview, it gives a cost, gives a creative, gives technical and certain other approaches, which is nice. It gives you an Excel, export that is really, really useful, that you can bring into, let's say, because I use FileMaker Pro a lot to break down my projects. But for those of you who aren't accustomed to being comfortable with visual effects and may not know, and it's really, really a good tool to give you a very, very close approximation. For me, it would have been high. I was thinking about 1.2 million for this pilot in terms of costs. Just so you know, the high came in at 788,000 at my mandate rate of 1875. It may not have the exact amount of coverage that I would be thinking about, but that's okay because it gives you an estimate. So if you're a producer, if you're a production manager, if you're a director and you're not really, really comfortable with the ins and outs of it and require someone like me, but yet your early stages on your project, this is going to give you a really, really good close approximation of what you're potentially looking at. So we're not left to like what I would call the bean counters at the studio that will just arbitrarily assign a line item, number for this particular department. And oftentimes it's incredibly wrong. So even studios could use this very effectively to see, okay, well, this is what this is saying. So are we looking at low, medium, or high? One of the things that I think it needs to have in its output, Ivan, is calculating mandate rates. I would like to see, just for a little more granularity, because it's how I work, I want to see the mandate rates. How many did it assign to make assets versus comps, in terms of finishing projects and that kind of stuff. Just so, because when you're looking at it and you're going to use this information, and you look at something that says, oh, this shot's $8,000. Well, where's the $8,000 heavy on? Is it the asset build? Is it the actual comp to put it together? Where is it actually coming from? So it would be helpful to someone like me if I could see that and I go, okay, you know what? You're a little bit heavy on lighting. You're a little heavy on roto. Then adjust that number accordingly and communicate with AI dude that way. So I could say, hey, AI dude, VFX shot 3201. It's a little high. You put too much into this. Let's readjust roto down to this, and so on and so forth. So something to think about for future refinements.
Yeah, we're adding a lot of information, a lot of updates based on you. And great thing about VFX breakdown that you can not just only send comments, but let's say if you have specific rates, say you work with specific specialist companies, you can just upload your file here. You can just attach document. Let's say, please use rates based on this document. And Zute will estimate everything and do all the job. And let me show for 1 second our export, Excel, JSON format, and also have now export to ShotGrid. So as you can see, it's huge amount of data for all sequences, for all technical approaches, creatives, and many, many other things. Say Joker, not the best project for visual effects. It's not like a superhero movie. But when I was looking,
but everything has visual effects.
Yes,
there isn't a show that gets produced that doesn't get touched in some way. So whether it's invisible visual effects or whether it's lead visual effects, you have to have it.
Yeah, Dude added like kind of even location cleanup. You can see some kind of objects. It's I can never imagine that I can use visual effects here and that scene. But yeah, now I see that I need that.
Now, one of the things that Ivan, that AI dude asked me while it was running through my teleplay, right? It said, that you can continue to refine things if you think of something. Like it gave me a prompt. It says, do you want me? There's notations here that you have weather and that kind of stuff. Do you want me to include that while I'm doing this? And I'll adjust it while I am still working on it. And I said, yes, weather will be a thing. So consider sky replacements, possible rain elements, as well as, what would be added by special effects. But it was prompting me as it went through the project, analyzing it, and coming back with additional refinements that I was able to answer while it was going through it. And by the way, I know some of you maybe, say, well, it takes a while for AI dude to kind of go through it. And I go, it is not a long time when you consider if you had to manually do it yourself. When I break down a script, a pilot, it could take me days, because I'm having to put every single item in. I would still, because of the way I've been doing this forever and ever, but I would still do that. But I would still have this as something to bounce off myself, as I'm going through. What did AI do? Think about this. Oh, okay. So it's still way the heck faster than if you had to manually break it down. So don't be put off by, gee, it took a little time to go through. Look at how much data it was crunching.
10 extra minutes. Yeah, you can just sip some coffee and
Not even that. It'd be done before you got your coffee or right when you got back.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much. Yeah. We'll still continue improving that, and we'll be adding more and more things, more export, more different files. And we don't have it yet, but I can make some kind of announcement. We'll be adding also custom reports. So we'll not only will be able to export just all the data in that format, but we'll be able to adjust, let's say, data based on your request. Let's say you can please manipulate this data, please do that reports, those reports, and all the things. And now let's go to the next important thing what we have here. It's our scheduling. We have all that classic manual things, how we can play with scheduling, how we have that sorting, out-of-day breaks, and many, many other things. But again, it's just a question of optimization of your workflows. With AI Dude, you can make some kind of 200 operations just in one request. And it's just a first layer. On the next layer, you'll be able to add AI optimization based on that to find the way how you can optimize the shooting days or something else, availability and everything. Let's try to do that. Okay, now let me ask Dude to do something. Hi, Dude. Please prepare my scheduling for 20 shooting days, 4 pages per day, days off on Sunday, assign locations, and assign units. Okay, 5 minutes or so, and now it's a great Time to ask you about your results. Did you send some kind of request to our dude? Share your experience.
I'm a first AD, and I've used Filmustage in the past for scheduling, and often, I mean, I love that you can kind of drag and drop and kind of build out your schedule that way. I think it's a really handy tool. So thank you for building this out. I did have a question on when you start having it build out the schedule using the AI. Can you get granular, like, hey, I want to schedule based on my talent's availability. They're only going to be here for so many days, or
Yes.
I want to schedule all my night blocks together because I want my team to, be acclimated to that schedule or that kind of stuff. Is that something that AI did?
Yes, even more. Later on, I'll show you the most complex things, how to you can resolve conflicts. Now we added important thing here. We added personal calendars. You can assign unavailable days to any of your cast members, locations, whatever you like, and you can create scheduling based on your requests, based on the specific days. And after that, you'll get your red flags, you will get the conflicts, and you have two ways to resolve them manually or ask our AI dude, and he'll help you to do something with that.
Ivan, I just tried to ask AI Dude to give me a list of speaking roles and non-speaking roles. And I think it's very important both for post-production and production teams and also for the animation. So it also gave me estimates in minutes. And some of the data was pretty accurate, and some of them I had to look through. But you can also try this case on your projects if this data is important for you. The beauty of digging this data is that you don't need to have a specific report inside your software. So you can ask the chatbot, the agent, to prepare and pull the data out of the script. So it's not really like script breakdown. It's next level of working with data in your script, because for different teams, you will require different reports. And once it gets you list of this and list of that, you can build it into one report, like Excel spreadsheet or CSV or whatever format you need, and then work it offline. So very useful. And I wanted to ask Ivan, as head of product in Filmustage, will you advise to give AI Dude request by request, or give him like huge task of do this and that and then do this when you finish? So what's the best way to operate with it?
Good question. A good question. But I think the best way is just to communicate with AI Dude, like with your team members. It's how you work with your team. It depends. Sometimes some of your team members requires, let's say, step-by-step communication, but that will lead you to efficiency. Someone just need to specific technical description for all tasks. You can do both ways. So it's kind of faster. It depends of, let's say, level of details you have. If you can prepare super specific description of what you have, it will done it in one request. If not, you have broad things, you need to see results first. You can do step by step and adjust results based on that. But as you can see, we're done with our scheduling, less than 5 minutes. But as you can see, we have not only our days, we have all company moves here, even lunchtime. It's nice. It's nice. We have all our locations.
I'm curious. You said 4 pages a day, and it looks like it's got 2/8 of a page and 2/8 of a page and 6/8 of a page.
Hi, Steve. Nice to meet you here today. I have big announcement to you also after answering the question. So yes, because my first request was 20 days of shooting. It's kind of number one priority here. It tries to, let's say, optimize it for 20 days. If I said, okay, use number one parameter only 4 pages per day, I will get less shooting days. Just you get result, and again, just all the data in one request, done. And now we can play with it. And announce specifically for you. Please welcome Steve. He's the best person, number one in the world budgeting specialist. I want to thank you again for input about budgeting. Now how it's important. We are moving in those baby steps to our budgeting, improving, and doing better and better. What we have now, we have budgeting template, AI generation of numbers, expert to move magic budgeting, but that's not enough. Next step for our AI Dude will be also budgeting. We'll add the same functionality. You'll be able to play with the numbers, adjust them, and also, for sure, number one priority for us to give you opportunity to upload your files. The same, like, okay, please use my recent budget, use my rate tables and everything, and you will get your template, your data inside the Filmustage, and you can export it. Excel, Movie Magic, doesn't matter. It will be also easy like that. So we have scheduling, and now let's see how we can adjust it and how can we create conflicts here. Let's open our reports. Oh yeah, we also had recently beautiful calendars. So as I said, for every cast member location and for all objects here, you can have your specific calendars with unavailable days. First of all, you can check what we also adding into that section. For every single tag in your breakdown, you will find a lot of analytical information. We're trying to analyze everything we can, edit it here, and it's super powerful and really useful. But now we are talking about unavailable days. Okay, let's create some conflicts here. As you can see, it's our shooting days. Let's put something here. Okay, let's save it and go to our storyboard. Okay, 2 conflicts. It's fine. Let's make things harder and add some kind of conflicts into our location. 26. Okay, something like that. Okay, now we have conflict, and you can just resolve them manually. It's from calendar view. You can just steps around. Okay, we have here, we have something here. Yeah, you can just resolve all conflicts here. But let's try if our dude will help us with that. Yeah, we see some kind of, like we discussed, we have a list of conflicts here, and he offering 2 options, like only conflicts or only conflicts plus warning. Let's try easy way, like only conflicts. Yulia, I have a question for you. You just participated in the HPA Tech Retreat, and tell us some more, maybe some insights about innovations, trends.
Absolutely. I just came back from Los Angeles and had a couple of good meetings with our users. Plus, Filmustage was present during the HPA Tech Retreat, where we sort of introduced our new OMC integration export. It's the way how different platforms communicate between each other so that the data is not lost in between. And one of the key insights that I've learned during this tech retreat is that the learning curve of the teams to adopt new tools is really on the highest point at the moment. There is a lot of resistance on the level of personality, like people don't want or they don't have time to learn new things and change the way of doing their day-to-day tasks. Plus, there is a lot of resistance coming from the studio level when they need to, be sure about the data protection and security of the files when you upload them to the cloud. So there is a lot of debates around it, how to reduce the learning curve. And it turns out that the new generation of young people who are just coming to the market, they are the drivers, the new energy, which pushes the whole adoption and brings it to the table. Personal assistants, people who just interns who came from the University of Film Schools, are the people who are trying to, let's try. They're not afraid. And they never say no to new tasks. And that's the driving force towards adoption. That was one of the key insights that I'm happy to share with you.
Nice. Done with our conflicts. I put 2 difficult conflicts to resolve, flashing main cast member and main shooting location. As you can see, we have extra whole days to move locations and our cast members. Okay. Sometimes, it's maybe not the best choice, but let's see in the other days what we have. Okay, great. Now I have some kind of extra time here. I will show you some more details what we really get. Now we have storyboards. It's easy, intuitive, and finally we have AI power here. I will show you the fastest way how you can do that. In fact, upload your references to all exact props, cast members, locations, whatever you like, and not just only generate image based on your script context and information, but it will integrate all your elements here. It takes really, say, 20 minutes or so. I will start just in the fastest way. No adjustments, no references. Just I will get our dude to just analyze script and make suggestion based on that. Also here we combined shot list with storyboards. On that step, we not only generating pictures, but adding a lot of useful information. All, let's say, camera movement, lenses, shots descriptions. So you'll find tons of useful information here. It's not just only visualization, it's kind of technical document for whole team. And another thing what different in our storyboards, it's we keep continuity. It's very important. You'll get same visuals of your props, locations, characters, and everything. Let's say shot by shot, picture by picture. It's all they will be the same. You know how important to get continuity, keep continuity, and yeah, we're doing that. And one more thing, what is missing, but it's very important. Now Filmustage is international. We added multi-language model. It's very important, and now you can process all scripts, all languages. So it's like super powerful. And also one more, it's kind of under the hood, you can never see that, but we added very important adjustment. Now we can process not just classically formatted scripts, because not all scripts are perfect. Sometimes it's just wrong formatted, mistakes, just Word document converted to PDF. It's fine, we know about that. And now we can process almost all types of script. And one of the reasons why we're doing that is because like Word is changing, script formatting is changing, and as overall format of content is changing also. Let's give it some time. And Yulia, tell us more about, I want to ask you about vertical drama.
Vertical drama. By the way, it was another very hot topic during the HPA Tech Retreat. And it turns out that big studios started acquiring companies across Europe, the production companies which produce vertical content. For example, Fox Entertainment recently acquired a company in Spain, which is 100% dedicated to only vertical content, which personally makes me shocked. However, the industry is like, few $billion industry now, and this is really like something that is booming. And actually, I just seen that George from Scripta is here at our webinar. I want to readdress this question to you, if you can speak. Can Scripta is a platform for script writing and script management. So maybe it's possible to do vertical content on your platform, if you can share anything.
So, hi, nice to see you again. Yeah, so vertical content is an area for us because we just focus on the screenwriting and script management part, and our relationship with Filmustage is based on API integrations. The format of the video itself is irrelevant to us. We work in variety television, in narrative video game authoring, in narrative scripted film and television. So if it requires a script, you can use Scripto. We're interested in vertical dramas for the sole purpose that it's a growth industry, right? In the US, where I'm based, we're making less films these days than we used to. And peak TV occurred in 2023, and we've been producing less and less television episodes since then. So for companies like mine, we're always looking for the growth industry. And for that right now, we look at micro dramas. I'm not the audience for that. But the fact that they're growing rapidly globally is of great interest to us.
Thanks for sharing.
Yes, new time, new challenges, and yeah, new formats. And so, as you can see, it's almost done. Looks really amazing. Probably we have one unfinished task here in scheduling. I don't like that idea with conflicts. I will try to play with it a little bit and reorganize my script, my scheduling, 4 pages per day style. Okay, now it's time for your questions.
I saw a couple of questions about budgeting regarding the data source.
That's me. I am line producer, and this tool is very useful for us because it's one day or 2 days we can present an accurate budget with all the information, with all the breakdowns to the client. But I was also a little bit aware of what happens with when we start sharing all this info on the net. I mean, a script, when you have a studio behind you or a platform behind you, if there is something that always when we share information, we need to be very sure. We need to do it with synchronize, watermark, all these kind of things. Is the same system. We can use this same system for do that.
I think I can hear two questions in one. First, very important, it's all about security.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite because among many other AI tools, just platforms, online web applications, we're really only who are getting SOC 2 certification and TPN certification. It's really like it's highest level of security certification you can get in that industry as of now. So asking if we're secure, yes, it will work not just only for indie productions, it's a level of security for tier 1 companies also.
Okay.
And regarding, let's say, data, if you're speaking about data in budgeting, now how we can do it now, we're trying to calculate numbers based on, let's say, all open source information, because every country, region, they have their own crew rates, minimal rates, based on different tiers of your budget. We calculate that information. But in fact, I was announcing that AI Dude for budgeting, it's fine to get rates, it's fine to apply them, apply different fringes. But in fact, when you, in real life, you have your own rate tables, you have your own agreements with different companies. It's always, you have your own financial documents, and open source information is never enough. The most important thing for you, it's your way of doing budgeting, because you know exact numbers, exact crew rates and everything. And that's why Dude will allow you just please use my previous budget, use my rates, use these companies, these accounts and everything. And yeah, you'll get super precise data. It's coming.
Yeah, and also it's very useful if some client ask to do a budget 10 weeks. I mean, he has a barrier of 50 million or 20 million, whatever, and he wants to do it in 10 weeks. No, with this tool, it's very easy. After the breakdown, the script, and do it the previous storyboard or shooting a schedule to see if it's possible or not, and saying, hey, maybe we need 1 week more.
Absolutely. And you can play with it, adjust, move your budget in different tiers. Let's say, okay, should we get more money for visual effects? If we're changing location, because it's important. It's now I'm presenting, let's say, AI scheduling optimization. Okay, it's fine to optimize different dates and everything, but it's never enough. You can just optimize dates, scheduling, and budgeting also. And sometimes connected, sometimes not. You can choose, let's say, to shoot in castle or into your virtual production castle, and it's also a way for optimization. For that connection, budgeting and scheduling, it's also endless field of opportunity. But AI Agent, AI Dude is about that. It's about endless different use cases, unique cases. It's great. It's just new era of how you can work and communicate with software. Maybe more questions, please.
I'll ask one. When will the strip board also have the vertical layout? It's just that I had this gigantic monitor, and it's easier to look left to right than it is north and south, for just moving stuff around.
Yeah, it appeared a difficult task, for us, because it required to change interface and all that things, But we see also kind of possible potential here for our Dude. Now we are teaching it to work with interface, work with processing different uploaded files, and it's really soon to the moment how we can adjust not only input, output, and things like that, but also all that things like changing layouts. I can say it like AI adaptive design. It only sounds like too futuristic, but it's really coming. We can not only adjust, say, data you're getting from app, but also how it looks like.
Okay. And then another thing with overall budgeting, as everyone on this call who I assume is industry professional, we all deal with tax incentives, currency exchange rates. I deal with it all the time. I'm sometimes mandated by studios to use certain tax incentive regions for the visual effects work. When it comes to budgeting, the VFX aspect of it, let's just say, because there's the overall budgeting, which I would assume would blend the visual effects into that as well. I would imagine. will it be able to say if I got to do, take into basically tax incentive rates and currency exchange rates and everything else around the globe. If I had to do something that was, South Africa, if I had to do something that was Australia, in terms of using facilities there, will I be able to reflect that within the app?
We were trying to do that before, let's say, in last year, to include this information in our budgeting calculation, but we done it in not super efficient way. We was trying to create those rates tables, to export all the PDF documents, trying to feed that into the system, and let's say we were trying to use kind of mathematical approach. So this location means this pricing and things like that. But it doesn't work like that. And now with AI Dude for budgeting, it will do exactly what you're asking for. It will say you'll be able just right now into a VFX breakdown, you can just import your spreadsheet with rates. It's fine. But for budgeting, you'll be able to ask, okay, for these accounts, please apply specific rates from this region. Or please verify if those accounts are qualified for tax rebates in Malta, something like that. And in fact, that's way how we want to collaborate with film commissions. Right now, we are sending a lot of requests to different film commissions all around the globe. We just became international a few months ago. And we're starting the process of collecting all that official data. Now we have a full list of Maltese tax rebate and a few regions from states who also have that information. But in fact, information here, it's the most easiest way to get an input into the system. And we just need to add Dude into budgeting. And after that, he'll add any rates, optimize your spends, recommend rebates, best locations, changing from real location to virtual production pavilion and vice versa. And yeah, everything to help you optimize your spends and improve all the processes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I still think, because like I said, I'm FileMaker Pro based, so I've got a template there that will calculate certain things. Because as you know, if you use, let's just say, again, talking strictly visual effects, if you are, working with US companies and you take a visual effects meeting with your director, the production, the producers, showrunners, whatever, and you're going through and you're trying to whittle that budget down. So you're omitting shots as you go along. The obvious question always comes up. All right, where are we at now? When you're working on a one-to-one where it's US dollars all the way around, that's simple math, right? But if you are using facilities that are global with tax incentives and exchange rates, one of the things that makes it challenging is that the more shots you give a region, the bigger your tax credit. But when you start to whittle that down in a certain region, the tax credit minimizes and it gets smaller. And so therefore, it's a little bit more difficult math to try to give a real-time update as you're in the meeting going through the work. Because ultimately, they're always asking this, and you don't want to say oftentimes, well, I got to go back and reconfigure this. I have to go back and have the facility rebid the work now and resubmit, and I'll get back to you in a few hours. Especially if time is of the essence. So that's why I'm just wondering how powerful Filmustage and AI Dude will become, where if you were actually using it in a meeting, let's just say, and you were omitting shots, or maybe that's not the application or the environment for this, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get a beat on exactly every stage that I could use Filmustage. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, right now, let's say, speaking about the simple breakdown, what we have now, let's say, you can easily communicate with Dude about this result. I believe you test it. So you can easily reestimate and, let's say, update this report with AI Dude. You can just change numbers, reestimate crew locations and everything, and export it back to Excel. But live synchronization and all that rebates, assumptions, yeah, it's next level. It will be done together with budgeting. But it will be done because, yeah, it's number one request and priority for us.
I see. So let's just say for a hypothetical meeting situation, you would do your process with AI Dude, you would export to Excel, you would use your Excel in the meeting, you would add omits into things or just whatever, then you would re-import that back into AI Dude and say recalculate.
It's probably another way because now we're building customizable reports. because you don't need, let's say, on your exact meeting, probably you don't need that full, huge, massive expert. You just need to estimate or play with some specific positions, parameters, or just few sequences, scenes, locations. And when you're getting, let's say, custom reports, you can just send request, okay, for these shots, please optimize that, change that, and prepare specific reports for position, combinations, and everything. And you will get that, let's say, extraction of specific information for you.
Okay, so again, I have this up in the meeting. I go through and the producer says, oh, let's get rid of VFX 001 and 002. We don't need that. We'll do that practical, blah, 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 whatever that is. And so you go, okay, great, because you got the rest of the meeting to go. So you tell AI dude right there, within, update the budget and omit these particular shots and take into account. Obviously, we're still working with a tax incentive region. So, blah, 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 that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. And in fact, you can do it right now in approach. So you can just ask to change approach here, just change from VFX to practical and re-estimate cost. And,
okay, great.
Yeah, but right now you just need to export, say, this full report from here. But for custom report, if you don't need, let's say, full information, just, okay, please just re-estimate this and update the cost of this scene or for whole project if you need that. Tricky question about intensives and visual effects, because you're asking great things and regarding rebate. Okay, say, please apply this rebate and change something to this one. But usually rebates will require to hire local teams and involving on different local facilities. And if you would say changing something in your visual effects approach from visual effects to practical in very specific region, you need to re-estimate not just only this visual effect part. You just need to re-estimate location in that region. Probably to be another team, another scheduling. Yeah, it's many beautiful links between all that objects, and yeah, we want to create them.
Cool.
Great question. Whew.
I just want to see how far I could actually, push it, because, I'm very happy with saying, look, we're gonna have to go back and recalculate. We'll get back to you in an hour or so. That's fine. But if you're trying to use this software and it's this powerful, people are gonna expect, oh, you're using Filmustage. Oh, so you're going to get answers right away. Oh, great, good. So by the time we're done with the meeting, I'll have all my information. Well, I don't want to promise, if that kind of thing. So, but anyways, I'm just always gonna push it harder than most people because I end up breaking a lot of things. I break software continuously. So
thank you for that. It's really important because it's changing so fast. It gives so many new opportunities, and connecting them together. It feels fantastic, but yeah, it will be done soon. It will be easy for you to track all those changes between script, scheduling, visual effects, budgeting, re-estimate everything, and optimize it based on your requests. That's the idea, and that's the next step and level for us. Any more questions?
There were a couple of general questions regarding the platform overall. What type of issues do we solve? What are we made for, and so on. So today we didn't want to make a general demonstration about all the things that Filmustage can do, but rather focus on recent updates. However, if you're interested to see how to do script breakdown within Filmustage, how to manage multiple versions of your script, or how to do TV series within Filmustage, not just single project, but upload a few episodes of your series, you can also watch a few recorded demonstrations of us. So feel free to reach out or just Google it. So we'll be more than happy to share the links with you so that we don't really do the whole product demo.
Yulia, no, the most important thing that we want to see your use cases here. Please test the information and want to fill the page, because now it's empty. We need 200 more cases here because it's reality with agent. Please tell us how you find it, what useful things you can resolve with agent, and yeah, we'll add your cases here. We'll together improve our experience and we'll make it more and more powerful.
The other questions, let me briefly look through. Oh, there wasn't a question regarding the support. So Ivan, if a person, a user has any questions or need specific help from our team, what's the way to reach out? And can you give any?
We have three types of, let's say, three levels of support. For sure, we're using AI support. We have a beautiful dude to answer a question inside the app, and another not such a cool and powerful, but also a good dude to answer most of the questions in our support chat. Also, it's a nice situation. We prepared super beautiful help center with answers to all questions, with all possible answers, all possible situations, a lot of workarounds. But reality is that nobody wants to see that because help is too boring to read, to go through, and that's why we're now connecting AI agent and help center to, say, resolve your questions faster. Also, we have live support. And if you didn't get some information from our AI agent, you will connect it to live agent. And also we have some kind of extra level for enterprise companies. We have almost 24/7 live support also. So yeah, I think most of the basic situations can be resolved like less than 12 hours or so.
Amazing. Great. Then thank you so much, everyone. We'll be hosting another webinar in a few coming months to show what we have accomplished in the next quarter. And wishing you a wonderful day.